Now at 6 a.m., we're tracking a crime alert after a home invasion near the UK campus. A Lexington murder suspect is facing new charges, accused of attacking two female officers. And police need your help finding the man accused of shooting a Lexington 9-year-old in the neck.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome in. I'm Rebecca Smith. Warmer weather is starting off our work week, but it is going to get pretty rainy towards the latter part of the work week. Take advantage of today, we are hearing, Micah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to have to do because the past couple of days have been really nice. I mean, 40s, 50s, and now we'll be in the 50s today. But that's the beginning of nice mild weather ahead, and not only that, but also some rain stretching on in our viewing area. Look toward I-40 through Tennessee. That's where the heaviest rain's located. For our region, don't expect that heavy rain. What you need to expect, some sprinkles, very light showers right along the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. And that's for the first half of the day. Expected to move on out here in the next few hours. It's 45 in Corbin. There are no temperatures out there that are really close to 32 degrees or below. It's good news. 53 by the afternoon. Feels great. Looks pretty good. Mixture of sun and clouds, but you know that mild weather, it comes with a price. It's a pretty big price, too, as we get this rain involved in the forecast. How much do we expect? When do we expect that rain? Show you all that coming up.
All right, thanks so much, Micah. New this morning, we are tracking a crime alert near the UK campus. The victims said they were sleeping when someone broke into their Lexington Avenue home. WKYT's Sean Moody is tracking this crime alert live for us this morning near the scene. What can you tell us, Sean?
Good morning, Rebecca. A few times over the past little bit, I've noticed Lexington police cars kind of cruising through the area here around Lexington Avenue and Maxwell Street. This is a popular area for UK students, just a block or two from campus. Now we're trying to find out more information from Lexington police about the person they're looking for and the vehicle that person may be driving. Around 3:30 this morning, police say a loud noise woke up the three people who share an apartment along Lexington Avenue. They say someone had smashed through the glass of their rear door and gotten inside. Police say the people inside didn't see much except a person running away with a TV and keys to one of the victims' cars, a green 2011 Toyota RAV4. They say that person was about 6 foot 4 inches tall with a thin build. Now we're still working to gather more information from police about a more detailed description of this person as well as that victim's car that that person may be driving. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Well, also new this morning, a Lexington business has some cleaning up to do after an overnight fire that started around 2 o'clock this morning at Interplex Plastics on Brentwood Court. That's off Nandino Boulevard. Firefighters say plastic baskets were on fire inside the business. The sprinkler system put out most of the fire, but there is some smoke and water damage inside. A late-night fire damaged the back of a building on East 6th Street at MLK Boulevard. That's just right downtown. Firefighters say everyone made it out safely thanks to some alert neighbors.
At the time of the fire, there was people in the front apartment of the building. They smelled smoke, and once they smelled smoke, they also had somebody start knocking on the front door. Then they exited the structure.
Firefighters also said the fire did some damage to a neighboring apartment building. The folks that live there were able to stay there, we're told. Well, this morning, Lexington police need your help finding the man accused of shooting a 9-year-old in the neck. The boy is fighting for his life this morning. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live for us at UK Hospital with a look at who police are looking for.
Good morning, Rebecca. The search continues for that man police believe is responsible for the shooting that sent the 9-year-old here to Kentucky Children's Hospital with what we are told are life-threatening injuries. Lexington police say around or just before 6 o'clock Saturday evening, the boy and his family were in their car on Hollow Creek Road just down from their apartment, about to turn onto Russell Cave, when the shooter fired through the back window of their car, hitting the little boy in the neck. Investigators released a composite sketch of the man wanted for the shooting. He is described as a Hispanic man between 19 and 25 years old with brown hair and brown eyes. They say he is driving a white 2000 to 2003 model 4-door Nissan Maxima with dark tinted windows. Now, once this sketch was released, friends and neighbors spent Sunday evening showing folks in the area the suspect's description, just hoping someone would recognize him. Now, a family friend tells us the little boy did have surgery yesterday and is expected to stay here at Kentucky Children's Hospital for the next several days. Anyone with information about this man, or maybe if you have seen that white Nissan Maxima, you're asked to contact Lexington Police. Live in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
We're tracking the investigation right now into a double homicide in Laurel County. The home on Slate Ridge Road was on fire yesterday morning. Firefighters found 2 bodies inside. The victims have been identified as Johnny and Sharon Jackson. Investigators say both were shot to death. The fire, they say, may have been started to cover up the crime. No arrests have been made. New this morning, a Lexington murder suspect is accused of attacking 2 officers in jail. The Fayette County Detention Center says Corey Etherington pulled one officer's hair and scratched another female officer across the neck. Etherington's accused of killing 87-year-old John Tully last summer. Police say he beat the victim to death with a hammer on Appian Way. New this morning, all 3 suspects in a violent home invasion are now in jail. Chad Bacon, his son Charles Reeves, and a 3rd man, Willard Fordelius, all face several charges. In January, police say they forced their way into a home on Old Paris Road in Lexington. Once inside, police say the men tied up the victims, threatened to kill them, and then stole money and guns from the house. Well, a man is recovering this morning after being stabbed in the stomach. The man was stabbed yesterday at a home on Fair Oaks Drive off Alexandria. Police say the 21-year-old man got into a fight with his girlfriend when he was stabbed in the chest and stomach. She has not been arrested. Police say the victim has non-life-threatening injuries. Well, there's still no arrests after a weekend armed robbery at a Lexington Sonic. Police say 2 men showed a gun when they robbed the restaurant near Bryan Station Road Saturday night. They do not have a good description at this point of the suspects. Well, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky is insisting that Congress have a chance to review and vote on any nuclear deal with Iran. But on CBS's Face the Nation, McConnell said he does not have the support yet to override a threatened veto by President Barack Obama.
Obviously, the president doesn't want us involved in this, but he's going to need us if he's going to lift any of the existing sanctions. And so I think he cannot work around Congress forever.
The president says if there's no acceptable deal with Tehran, the U.S. will walk away from negotiations. Lawmakers on both sides want Hillary Clinton to say more about her use of a private email account while she was Secretary of State. Susan McGinnis is in Washington, where Clinton will have the chance to do that today.
I'm thrilled. Set to possibly launch a presidential bid next month, Hillary Clinton will try to refocus attention on her record as a women's advocate with a series of public speeches beginning in New York today. But the controversy over why she exclusively used a private email account for official business while serving as Secretary of State continues to follow her. In an appearance on Meet the Press Sunday, Senator Dianne Feinstein called on Clinton to fully explain her actions.
I think at this point, from this point on, the silence is going to hurt her.
Some Democrats have come to Clinton's defense.
At the end of the day, this will just be regarded as a slight hiccup, small bump in the road 6 months from now.
Late last year, Clinton turned over 55,000 pages of emails to the State Department for review. About 800 pages containing 300 of Clinton's emails were handed over to the Congressional House Committee investigating the 2012 Benghazi attacks. Republican Trey Gowdy, who heads up the committee, says there are huge gaps between some of the emails.
There are gaps of months and months and months, and if you think to that iconic picture of her on a C-17 flying to Libya, we have no emails from that day.
So far, Clinton has only tweeted about the issue and says she wants the public to see her emails. Susan McGinnis, CBS News, Washington.
Well, Clinton served as Secretary of State for 4 years under President Obama. He made his first comments on the issue on Saturday, saying his administration encourages transparency.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
We have a few sprinkles down in the far southern zones, a couple light showers, and that's about it. Look, the first half of the day, this is what you're going to see. Cloudy skies, far southern half of our viewing area. That's because of those sprinkles and also the heaviest rain down toward Knoxville through I-40 all the way to Nashville in Tennessee. Jellicoe Mountain will be a little bit wet if you're traveling in that direction. Work your way across 27 and 127 in far southern zones. You could have some sprinkles on it as well. It's not much. We're at 40 degrees there in Lexington. The good news is, across our viewing area, I don't see anybody at or below 32 degrees. That's fantastic news as we're going to just continue to melt away a lot of this snow. The bad news on that, though, is you're going to see some of that runoff off into those lakes and streams, along with some heavy rain the next several days. Not today, though. Feels great. 53 there in Lexington. We go over toward Versailles and also work your way into Frankfort, sitting there at 54 degrees. Go down south. This is where you could have that sprinkle chance. I think if you go across, say, from Somerset through Adair County and then work your way into Russell County, that Cumberland Parkway region, and then back towards, say, Hal Rogers Parkway, that and southbound, that's kind of that dividing line of saying to the north of it, it will be dry. To the south of it, you could see a couple of sprinkles, and that does include Harlan, and then work your way into Middlesboro. Up toward Hazard, Jackson, West Liberty, 55 to 57 degrees. That's a really good feeling day. Pleasant conditions up north. You have no chance of rain. 53 there in Owenton and Harmony today. Now, your early week rainfall potential. Watch this as we go throughout the work week. Tonight, right around midnight, I would say once again that Hal Rogers Parkway and also Cumberland Parkway, that's probably your best bet to see it there before midnight. But after that, I'm going to throw it all the way through Friday. Look at that. I mean, you're looking at 1 to 3 inches of rain for all, okay? For all. But then as you work your way into the far southern zones, we could pick up a 4-inch total when it's all said and done. It's not good news because the flooding potential is going to be on the rise as we hit toward tomorrow and off through your Friday. By the weekend, it kind of fades away just a bit. But there's your look at your 7-day forecast. 50s all the way through. Even sprinkle in some 60s here and there Thursday and Friday. But then Saturday and Sunday, it kind of calms down just a bit. Temperatures will still be in the 50s. There is not one day in my 7-day forecast, Rebecca, for a high in the 30s, 40s, 20s. Ooh, hallelujah. Get it on out of here, man. We do not want it anymore. Sitting there in the 50s and 60s. And if you're wondering, are we done with the winter weather?
Yeah, wondering.
We're not. Okay, so I'm looking long range. I know there are still some of those signals that say, hey, we're not over with just yet. But enjoy it while it lasts.
Okay.
Might as well.
Let's be more optimistic, okay?
Right.
I don't know. Each morning we bring you weather and traffic together. We'll see if it works. Here's Officer Don now with a look at what's happening out on the roads. Hello, Don.
Hey, good morning. Overall picture, the interstate looks fine with no problems on 75 between the northern and southern split right now. The exit ramps check out okay too off of 8th and Boonesboro and I-75 and at Winchester Road. As we get a look outside, show you what to expect as you plan to head out this morning. No problems to report there through the northern split. Inbound Harrodsburg Road, you're dealing with just one click of the light through the crossover. Versailles Road looks good past Man o' War, at least so far. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Don. More news from us on the way, including this story, a roof collapse that's killed a coal miner. We have new details out of West Virginia. You won't want to miss this up ahead. And will Apple's smartwatch change your life? More details about the company's newest device.